السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
ازيكم يا ولاد، اخباركم ايه؟ الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله. طيب عملتوا ايه النهارده في الساينس؟ يا رب تكونوا عملتوا كله كويس والامتحان جه سهل.
كانت سهلة أوي.
طيب الحمد لله، عقبال الماث ان شاء الله. طيب احنا النهارده عندنا الحصه النهارده هنكمل فيها التوبكس اللي باقيه، تمام؟ توبكس بسيطه ان شاء الله، وبكره ان شاء الله هيبقى عندنا حصه لاسئلتكم. يعني انتوا هتيجوا بكره انا مش هشرح حاجه جديده، كل حد عنده سؤال او حد عنده توبيك او سبجكت عايز نعيد شرحه تاني مفيش اي مشكله خالص، هنعمل كل الكلام ده بكره. اوكي؟ طيب احنا اللي فاضل لنا لغايه دلوقتي بس عشان نراجع مع بعض، فاضل لنا الريشيو والبرسنتج والبروبورشن والفراكشن
يونت 9 قصدي يونت
فراكشن اوبريشن، يعني اد وسبتراكت ومالتبلاي وديفيجن، ولا كومبيرنج فراكشنز؟
أعتقد بلس وديفايد ومالتبلاي.
مفيش مشكله نقولها برضو، مفيش مشكله. تمام. هي في حاجات في الكالكوليشن احنا ما قلناهاش لانها ايه بيزكس يعني، فعشان كده ما قلتهاش، اللي هو يونت 1 اول واحده خالص. تمام. طيب سؤال، عندنا المود والمين والميديان والرينج، عندنا الكلام ده ولا مش عندنا في الامتحان؟
لا مش عندنا.
مش عندنا اكيد في الامتحان، مش جاي. اوكي تمام، بس حبيت اتاكد منكم عشان بس ايه، في حد بعت قال لي عليهم، فانا فاكر ان انتوا قلتوا لي ان هم مش جايين في الامتحان. طيب بصوا يا ولاد، الريشيو والبرسنتج والبروبورشن، البروبورشن اسهل حاجه فيهم طبعا، تمام؟ بس احنا عايزين نتعلم مع بعض حاجه. احنا اتعلمنا مع بعض الكروس مالتيبليكيشن مش كده ولا ما اتعلمناش مع بعض؟ ثانيه واحده عشان في حد بعت طلب اللينك.
الجبر.
اوكي اوكي حاضر حاضر حاضر. ثانية واحدة يا ولاد، معلش بس في حد مش عارف يدخل، هبعت له اللينك. اوكي فورورد. طيب اوكي في حد بعت حاجة على الشات نشوفها بس الأول. decimals اوكي. Can you please explain how to change decimals and fractions percentage and opposite؟ حاضر حاضر اوكي. طيب نبتدي بالموضوع دوت. هنبتدي الأول بالإيه؟ بالفراكشنز، تمام؟ اللي احنا بنسميه ايه؟ الجزء اللي احنا بنسميه الايه؟ الاف دي بي. الاف دي بي، تمام؟ الاف دي بي ده اللي هو ايه؟ 3 ways to represent fractions. The normal fractions, any normal fraction like 2/3, this is called what? Vulgar fraction. Okay, it's naming like this. It's not a. It's a polite fraction at last, but the name is vulgar fraction. Okay, then خلينا نقول واحد تاني بدل 2/3، خلينا نقول ايه؟ 2/5. 2/5 is equivalent to أو equals to يعني 0.4 which is decimal fraction. Okay, and both of them equals to 40% which is percentage fraction. Okay, يبقى ايه؟ The fraction can be represented by 3 different types of presentation. Okay, they are all the same value but they are represented in different ways, like Ahmed and Ahmed. Ahmed, okay, and by any other language maybe written like this. The three are the same person, okay, but the presentation is different from a language to language. Okay, طيب يبقى we need to know several things for this. Okay, first thing, how to convert between the three types. طيب نبدأ الأول بإيه؟ بالconversion وبعدين نتكلم على operations. Okay, الconversion between, if you want to convert any fraction, decimal or vulgar fraction, to the percentage, you have to do only one thing. Number one, to convert to percentage, okay, you need to do only one thing. Multiply by 100 and put the percentage sign after that. That's all. Let us take one example. If you want to put 0.32 as a percentage, what you have to do, you have to times by 100 equals 0.32 times 100 equals 32, and then you have to put the percentage sign beside it. Then you have converted decimal to percentage. Okay? طيب to convert from fraction to percentage, you have to do the same. Suppose you have مثلا ايه 2 over 8 بلاش 2 over 8 خلينا نقول ايه 3 over 8. Okay? To convert it to percentage, you have to do one thing only. What is this? Is to times by 100 and then put the percentage sign. Okay? So 3 times 100 equals 300 over 8 and percentage beside it. Okay? So 300 divided by 8, 30 divided by 8 equals 3. Then remainder 6, 60 divided by 8 equals 7. Remainder 4. 40 divided by 8 equals 5. So 37.5%. Okay? So to convert fraction or decimal to percentage, you have to do only one thing, times 100. That's it. Okay? Type. To convert this percentage to decimal. So what you have to do? You have to do the opposite side. To decimal. Okay? So what you have to do? You have to divide by 100 and remove the percentage sign. Okay? So what you have to do to do it, مثلا suppose that we have one like
مستر علاء؟
yes. أيوة عمر.
معلش أنا لسه داخل دلوقتي
ما خدناش أي حاجة، احنا بنتكلم في الconversion between fraction, decimal and percentage، ودي كانت أول حاجة conversion to percentage. Okay, number one, this is the first thing we have taken about. Okay, then now number two, to convert between percentage and decimal, or from percentage to decimal, you have to divide by 100 and omit the percentage sign. Suppose that we have something like this, 3.4%, and you want to change it to decimal. So first of all, you have to omit the percentage, and you have to 3.4 divided by 100, which will give me 0.034. Okay. Type. This is the second one. Third one, to convert from percentage to fraction, and this is the easiest thing. Okay, you have to do what? You have to omit number A. You have to omit percentage sign. You have to put fraction line. Number C, 100 in denominator. Okay, بس like what? Like if you have, for example, مثلا 43%. What you have to do? You have to omit the percentage. You have to write the number as it is. You have to omit the percentage, put fraction line, put 100 down. But that's all. And then if there is simplification, you have to simplify. No simplification, خلاص, you have done. Okay? Is there a way to do it using the calculator? Yes. كل اللي احنا بنعمله ده اعمله بالكالكوليتر عادي خالص. Okay? طيب. لو انت if you want to change between decimal and fraction I'll show you by calculator without doing any operation. Okay, but till now there's no need for calculator. طيب now we have convert from percentage to everything. We have to convert everything to percentage. خلاص the missing part is from fraction to decimal, from decimal to fraction. Okay, so number 4, convert from fraction to decimal. Okay, so this is only one thing you have to do. You have to do long division. Okay, you have to do long division. Numerator divided by denominator. بس. Okay, طيب to do it using calculator, what you have to do? Now you have decimal and you want to you have fraction and you want it in decimal form. First, using calculator, okay, first type the decimal, the fraction, sorry, type the fraction. Number 2, hit the equal sign. Then number 3, hit the SD button. But this will give you fraction in a decimal way. Everybody can identify the SD button in his calculator. What is the percentage over 100? Do we make it over 1000? لا, اديني example يا محمد. Give me example for what you are typing in the chat. I didn't get it. Okay, طيب يبقى ده ايه؟ How to convert from fraction to decimal. The last thing is to convert from decimal to fraction. Okay, for example 200%. No, make it over 100. Any percentage you have to remove the percentage sign and make the number, whatever the number is written, 10, 1.2, 0.5, 520, 1200, anything, you remove the percentage sign and put fraction line over 100. This is fixed, always over 100. Okay, from decimal to fraction. In this case you have two things. First of all, if decimal has a whole part, like مثلا ايه 2.32. okay, second type, whole part is 0, like 0.32. This will be done with a certain way and this will be done a certain way. Okay, if there is a whole number, so in this case the fraction has to be mixed. Okay, the whole part will stay the whole part. Okay, then the whole part will be as it is 2. Then what you have to do, you have to put fraction line and you have to count the decimal places. How many decimal places we have here? We have 2 decimal places. Okay, then what you have to do, the same number of decimal places, you have to put zeros here. Okay, then you have to put to the left of it 1. Then you have to type the decimal part over here. Yes. Then after that, if there is any simplification, you can do the simplification. But to convert, let us take one more example. 5.06. I want to change this into fraction. The whole part will stay whole part. Okay, then fraction line. Then how many decimal places I have? I have 2 decimal places. Then I have to put 2 zeros as per the decimal places, the same count of decimal places, and beside them I have to put 1. Then whatever written here I have to put as a numerator. 06 yani 6. So it is 6. So 5 and 6 over 100. My calculator doesn't do fraction. Do I do the number? You have a normal calculator. To simplify in calculator, just type the fraction and hit equal. It will be simplified directly. The SD button. So شوف, when I'm talking about calculator, I'm talking about only scientific calculator. Okay, let me show you one thing. So شايفين الكالكوليتر ده يا ولاد؟ Can you see this photo? Okay. There is two orange buttons, AC and del. Okay. Del, above del directly there is one button called SD. This is the button SD. And this is the type of calculators which I'm talking about. It's not has to be the same, but this the same buttons. Okay. Some of them are black, not silver. Some have instead of orange it is yellow, some green and some blue. No matter. Okay. But I'm talking only about scientific calculator, not normal calculator. خلاص. Anybody, Malik, can you identify the SD button now? Okay. Zaina, you are using normal calculator or scientific calculator? Scientific. Okay. So you identify now the SD also, right? Okay. Let us go back to our. Okay. So now this is how to change or how to convert from decimal to fraction. Okay. طيب خلينا نشوف برضو الكالكوليتر بالمرة. Okay. But this is not the same like your calculator. This is an application, so sometimes there is deviation between your calculator and my calculator. Okay. I have another application for calculator, but I cannot start it now. It will delay the laptop and it will make a problem. So inshallah I'll find out a way. Next year inshallah we'll do a simulation using this calculator, which is a Casio, same like yours. Suppose now I want to write the 5.06 and I want to change it to fraction. Okay, so let me write 5.06. Okay, it's still a decimal. I'll hit equal, then I will hit SD. Okay, here, and you in your calculator also, the SD will give you the improper fraction. It will not give you the mixed fraction. To get the mixed fraction from this, you have to hit shift and SD again once more. Okay, so let us write these steps. Okay, it will be there in the video. Okay, but let us write these steps. Okay, number one. Okay, type the fraction. Type the decimal, sorry. Number two, hit equal. Number three, hit SD. Okay, number four, خلاص SD it will be okay if it is a normal fraction. If it is a normal fraction. If it is a mixed fraction or improper fraction, okay, to change from improper fraction to mixed, you have to type, to hit shift then SD. اوكي ماشي يا ولاد؟ واضحه دلوقتي؟ في حد عنده اي مشكله؟ اوكي it will give you a fraction directly. Okay, some calculators whenever you hit equal directly it will give you decimal, no problem with this. Okay, طيب الحمد لله. يبقى كده ايه, this is a conversion between all the types of a fraction, decimal and percentage. Okay. Now let us go for the operations. Operation over the fractions. Operation. One thing, one thing. Okay. Don't, before even starting, don't ever use mixed fractions in calculation. You have to convert them to improper fraction before any calculation. ماشي يا ولاد؟ ده شيء ضروري. It's important. Don't try to make any calculation using mixed fraction. طب if there is mixed fraction, just convert the mixed fraction to improper fraction. Sorry. Then do the operation. Okay? Number B I forgot now. I want to tell number B, I forgot. I will tell it. Okay. Number B. Okay. Don't compare different types. Okay, يعني ايه? I mean sometimes the question will say rearrange these numbers from smallest to biggest. Okay, and the question is a mix between percentages, decimals, and fractions. You cannot do it by just like that. You have to convert all of them to one and only one type, fraction or decimal or percentage. Then you have to compare which is the smallest. You have to write it in the beginning. Okay, type which one. Don't go for fractions. Okay, fraction is very tough to compare. Okay, especially if the denominators are not equal. Okay, then you have to do what? You have to go for decimal or percentage. Okay, but one thing in the decimals, if you want to compare decimals, suppose you have 0.205, 0.2, 0.3, and 0.231 and 0.32. Which one is the smallest one? Which one is smallest?
0.2.
0.2. Okay, because some 0.2 is the smallest. Okay, then
0.205.
okay, then
0.231.
okay,
0.3, 0.32.
okay. Some not of you, yani maybe some other people. I met so many students, okay, who got lost in this. Okay, so before comparing decimals, if you are feeling that you are confused what to do, you have to make all the decimals have the same number of decimal places. How? This one has 3 decimal places, that one has 3 decimal places, then this 1, 1 and 2. So make them all have the same decimal places by adding zeros. So you can add 0 0, you can add 0 0, you can add 0 0, and it's legal, it's okay, you didn't change anything. Okay, now you can compare. If you feel you are confusing, so sure 200 is less than 205, and then 203, then 300, then 320. You can compare it like this. If you got confused, just fill the decimals with zeros to the right, not to the left. Okay, just to make the decimal places the same, so you can compare easily without any confusion. Okay, lad? And whenever, if suppose that he's telling compare مثلا sorry, half, 0.25 and 75%. Suppose you don't know how to do it. It's very simple. Okay, but I want to tell you one thing. Suppose that it's different numbers and you want to change them. So in this case the half is 0.5 and I can add 0, and this is 0.25 and this will be 0.75. So for sure the lowest one is what? Is this one. So I write here 0.25 the first. Then the second one is 0.5. So don't write 0.5, write the original form, because he's asking you to rearrange this. Okay, this is just an intermediate step to find out which is smallest, which is in the middle, and which is the largest. Whenever you are going to type, don't write this, write this one, half. Then don't write this one, also write the original form, 75%. Okay? So always when you are rearranging decimals and fractions and percentages, you have to go for one intermediate step, which is converting all of them to same type, okay, and compare this type. But whenever you are going to write the result, you have to write the original form. Okay يا ولاد؟ مهم الحتة دي أوي. The question is to rearrange this from smallest to largest. Okay. طيب. Now let us go for the operation. The operation of the fractions. Fractions operation. Okay. In 2/5 plus, طبعا this is trivia, but I have to tell it also. 3/4. So whenever adding or subtracting fractions, you have only one problem. The problem is that you have to make the two denominators the same, okay, by finding the lowest common multiple of them, okay, or by multiplying both of them together. Sometimes the LCM is the same as the multiplication of the two numbers, like this one. The LCM of 5 and 4 is 20, which is a product of 5 times 4. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to multiply both of them by each other. So I have to multiply 5 by 4 and 4 by 5. And as I have done in the denominator for each fraction, I have to do the same for the numerator of the same fraction. So here I multiplied by 4 down, so I have to multiply by 4 up. Here I multiplied by 5, so I have to multiply by 5 up. Then it will be 4 times 2, 8/20, plus 3 times 5, 15/20. Then the result is 23/20, or 1 and 3/20. Okay? Just ask your teacher whether this will be considered as a full mark or you have to simplify in a mixed form. It's up to your teacher, not me. Okay? Because the exam will be marked by your teacher and he has to tell you which one he needs. Simplification or, okay, improper fraction is okay. Okay? Subtraction is the same way. You have to you have to make the denominator the same. Type. For multiplication is a little bit easier, and this is the easiest thing in the fraction, like 3/5 times 2/7. So in this case, what I have to do, the numerator will be multiplied by the numerator, and the denominator will be multiplied by the denominator directly, like this, without any other thing. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 5 times 7 is 35. Okay, ماشي. Hannah is telling that the question is telling us, okay, in this case, okay. So 6/35, there is no common between 6 and 35, so this is the most simplified form of that fraction. For the division, okay, we have something like مثلا 2/5 divided by 7/9. Okay, so in this case I have 3 things to do. We have to fix the first, we have to convert, and we have to flip upside down. So the first fraction will be fixed, yani means no change in it. Okay, then the division sign has to be converted into multiplication sign. Then the divisor fraction, the second fraction, has to be flipped upside down. So the numerator will be denominator and denominator will be a numerator. Then you have to make same as this multiplication, normal multiplication. 2 times 9 equals 18, and 5 times 7 equals 35. And there is no common factor between 18 and 35, so this is the most simplified form of this result. Okay, right. Now suppose that I have mixed fraction in the operation. What I have to do? We told previously this lesson that you couldn't use the mixed fraction in your calculations. 1 second, Yolette. You have to convert the mixed fraction into improper fraction before doing anything to this calculation. So let us see one example. 2 and 2 over 3 times 1.5. So in this case, we have to convert these two mixed fractions into two improper fractions before doing anything. I cannot do anything. I am blocked now. Okay, like this, I am blocked. So 2 times 3, 6 plus 2, 8. يبقى 8 over 3 times 1 times 2, 2 plus 1, 3 over 2. So now I can do the same. 8 times 3 is 24, and 3 times 6 is 6. 24 over 6 equals 4. Okay? So if there is any mixed fraction, you have to convert the mixed fraction into improper fraction before doing anything. Okay? Now suppose I have this in division, what I have to do? Yani 5.5 divided by 3 and 2 over 5. So what you have to do in this case, same. I have to don't convert and flip. First of all, convert the mixed fractions into improper fraction. This is the first step. So 5.5 equals 7 over 5. Okay, sorry, 11 over 5. Sorry, 11 over 5. Okay, divided by 3 times 5, 15 plus 2, 17 over 5. Okay, then now you have to convert, flip. Fix the first fraction, convert the sign, flip the second fraction. Okay, so hereby we have something also to make our life easy. Okay. We have to check this unit. We have to check the diagonals. Okay, if the diagonals have common factors, okay, then we have to divide these by its common factor. 11 and 17, there is no common factor because 11 and 17, both of them are prime numbers, so they don't have factors. Okay, 5 and 5, they have common factor, which is 5, so divided by 5 equals, divided by 5 equals 1, divided by 5 equals 1, so 11 times 1 is 11, 17 times 1 is 17, and this is the result for me. حاضر. You mean how to convert mixed fractions into improper fractions, صح؟ Okay, حاضر. Okay, to convert mixed fraction to improper fraction, what you have to do? Suppose you have something like this, 3 and 2 over 5. So what you have to do? You have to multiply the whole number times the denominator. 3 times 5 equals 15. Then you have to add this to the numerator. So 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 2 is 17. So here is 17. And the denominator stays as it is. Okay? No, it's not part of this. See, this we didn't do cross multiplication. No, we didn't do cross multiplication. I'll show you now. Suppose that you have something like this. 2 over 3 times 6 over 9. Okay? Or 6, sorry, مش over 9. 6 over 9 over 8. Okay? Let us do it. 2 times 9 equals 18. 3 times 8 equals 24. So this is the most simplified? No, this is not the most simplified. Why? Because there are common factors between 18 and 24. And the highest common factor between 18 and 24 is 6. So if you divide both of them by 6, 18 will give you 3, and 24 divided by 6 equals 4. Okay? So we are not making cross multiplication. We are checking if there is a common factor diagonally. It will give you this result directly from the first step. How? Let us do this again. 2 over 3 times 9 over 8. Okay, it is just a sort of making your life easy. That's all. Check this and that diagonally, 3 and 9. Is there any common factor between them? Okay, yes, 3. So if you divide this by 3, it will give you 1. If you divide this by 3, it will give you 3. Then check these 2 and 8 diagonally. Is there any common factor between them? Yes, 2. So divide this by 2. Divide this by 2 equals 4. So 1 times 3 equals 3. 1 times 4 equals 4. You got the most simplified answer directly from the first step. If anybody got disturbed by this, don't use it. Okay? This is just a way to find out the result directly as a most simplified form. No, is it not? It is not a cross multiplication, ya ولاد. It's not cross multiplication. Forget it. Don't do it. Forget it. Okay. Do the simple way. And at last, you are going to do this calculation in the test using the calculators or by yourself. يعني suppose that sorry.
ممكن نستخدم الكالكليتر لو عايزين.
يعني عادي لو جاب لكم fraction calculation ممكن تستخدموا الكالكوليتر directly. So خلاص, it's okay. Even if it's mixed fraction, type the mixed fraction and do the calculation using the calculator and type the answer at last. Okay? Because see, for this type of calculations in the exam, okay, there are two different purposes for this. First purpose is to find out how you can use calculator efficiently, okay, and other sort to find out if you can do the calculation, the basic calculations or not without calculator. So it depends on the test and depends on the teacher. Okay, while solving with the teacher in the class for this type of questions, multiplication, division, this sort of fraction problems, did he ask you to make it step by step or use the calculator directly?
So it depends.
It depends. Yeah. Sometimes and sometimes, yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
يعني في الكلاس بيقول لنا لازم نعمل working out.
Okay. تمام مفيش مشكلة. So anybody got confused by this step, please don't do it. Okay. Do the normal one. Okay. Directly. خلاص. Okay. Period. ماشي يا ولاد. This I don't know how. Nobody told you about this cross factors, how to omit the factors together to get the most simplified directly from the first step?
So shouldn't it be 18 over 27?
Which one? No, this is 8. This is 3. 3 times 8 is 24.
Oh, sorry, I was doing the cross one.
Okay, no cross multiplication. It's not. Forget this one. Forget it at all. Okay, I will erase it. What they are teaching you in the school, يعني I don't know. Okay. 11 over 5 times 17 times 5 over 17. So 11 times 5 is 55. 5 times 17, 5 times 7 is 35, 5 and a half 3, 5 times 1, 5 plus 3, 85. Okay, both of them can be divided by 5. 55 divided by 5 is 11. 85 divided by 5, 8 divided by 5 is 1. Then I have 3, 35 is 7, so it's 17. خلاص? Forget about this, omitting the common factors diagonally. Forget it. Okay? It will be there in the video for anybody who want to know it. And sorry?
Shouldn't it be 11 over 2?
11 over 2? This one, you mean? Oh,
yeah.
صح. Okay. Yes, you are right. It's 11 over 2, not 5. Okay. Sorry. Silly mistake, right? So it is 55 over 34, which doesn't have any common factor. It will keep as it is. Okay, ولاد؟ طيب. Now the mixed fraction and improper fraction, it's okay. طيب, to do the conversion using the calculator. Let me بس get my calculator from the bag. Just to tell you exactly what you have to do. I want to convert mixed fraction to this improper fraction using the calculator. What I have to do? So, using calculator. Using calculator. mixed like 2 and 1 over 3. Okay, to the improper fraction, which is 7 over 3. Okay, using calculator, what you have to do? Type fraction, the mixed fraction. Okay, then hit equal. Bas, that's all. Okay, everybody know how to write a mixed fraction on a calculator, or there is any problem for that?
انا مش عارفه.
مش بتعرفي؟
لا.
بصي، شايفه الكالكوليتر؟ خلي الكالكوليتر بتاعك في ايديكي. اوكي اوكي، عارفه زرار fraction؟ you know the fraction button. Before hitting the fraction button, hit shift, then the fraction button. It will give you mixed fraction. Okay, did you try it?
شكرا.
So you have to use the arrows. Write whatever you want, then use the arrow to go for the numerator and then to the denominator. Okay, here in the in the application, directly it will give you improper fraction, but in your calculator you have to hit equal. Hit equal, it will give you the improper directly from one step. Okay, type. If you want to convert from improper fraction to mixed fraction using the calculator, improper fraction like 11 over 5, okay, which will give you 2 and 1 over 5. Okay, using the calculator, type fraction, then hit equal, then hit SD. بس لا سوري مش SD, no, sorry, shift SD, shift, then SD. Okay, try it. Type this on your calculator, 11 over 5, then hit equal, then shift, then SD. It will give you the mixed fraction directly. Okay, ولاد? So now, how to use your calculator efficiently to convert between mixed and improper fraction. Is it okay?
So it says still gives me 11 over 5.
Shift SD. Press shift, then SD.
Okay, sir.
Okay. ماشي، هم 4 خطوات. Type fraction number 1, then equal, then shift, then SD. Okay. طيب. Now, is anybody have any problem with the fraction, decimal and percentage anymore? Type using doing operation over the decimal. Is there anybody have a problem adding decimals, multiplying decimals, dividing decimals, subtracting decimal? Anybody have a problem in this? Sorry. Okay, so nobody has a problem in this, so we'll not can we do a question? Harder. Okay, طيب, let us talk about them just in a flash way. Okay, طيب, for the decimals, adding, subtracting decimals. First of all, you have to use the column way, which means the two numbers above each other, and you have only to take care about one thing, that the decimal point in both numbers has to be directly above each other. Like if I told you مثلا 32.12 plus 0.3, okay, 54. I want you to make this, so better to write them like this, above each other, and put the two decimal points just above each other. Then here 3, 5, 4, and then here 0. Okay, and just to get rid of any confusion, just make the decimal places of both of them equal in number, so you can add 0 here, so it's all with no problem. And you can add directly like normal addition. 0 plus 4 is 4, 2 plus 5 is 7, 1 plus 3 is 4, decimal point, okay, and 2 and 3. Yes, of course, I'm asking, I'm asking, did the teacher told you to use the calculator or not? So you told me it depends. So maybe it's telling you without using calculator do this. Okay. Okay, if you are allowed خلاص. Okay. If you are allowed خلاص. Okay. طيب. يبقى this is the decimal subtract and addition. طب the multiplication it's little bit different. Suppose I want to do this 32.1 times 1.5. So what you have to do? You have to multiply as if you are multiplying 321 times 15. يعني ignore the decimal point. Ignore the decimal point and do the normal calculation. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 0 and a half 1. 3 times 5 15 plus 1 is 16. Then I have to add 0 and then 321 times 1, which will give me 321 directly. I have to add both of them. So 5, 1, 8 and 4. Then after that, what I have to do? I have to count how many decimal places I have in both numbers. ثانية واحدة شوف بس التشات، في حد بعت حاجات على التشات. Yes, I told it without the calculator. حاضر أقولها لك تاني. حاضر معايا. حاضر. Yes you can. Yes you can. يا لمار yes you can. Okay. Then you have to count the decimal places. I have 2 decimal places. I have to apply the same number of decimal places on my results. Then I have to count 1 decimal place, 2nd decimal place. So I have to put the point here in this case. Okay. So this is a multiplication of the decimals. The division of the decimal, this is the only point which is important. If you are not going to use calculator, suppose that I have to divide 1.44 divided by 1.2. Okay. First of all, you have to know that I don't have any problem for decimal point in the dividend, but it is prohibited to use a divisor with a point. I have to remove the point from the divisor, which is this number, okay? The number after the division sign. It must be without any decimal point. If there is any decimal point, what I have to do? I have to shift the decimal point to the end of the number. Okay? So here, how many hops did I do for shifting the point from here to here? It's only 1 to the right. So I have to do the same also for the dividend. So now it is 14.4 divided by 12. I can do it now and I don't have any problem. But I cannot divide directly about 1.2. Decimal point in the divisor, it's not allowed. Okay, I have to get rid of the decimal point in the divisor before doing the division by shifting the point till the end of the number, and the same number of shifts I have done in the divisor, I have to apply the same to the dividend. Then after that, I'll got 2 new numbers with division between them, and I can do this division, and it will give me the result directly. Okay. So now it will be 14 divided by 12 is 1, remainder 2. Then the point came on, so I'll have to put it here. 24 divided by 12 equals 2. Okay. تمام. طيب في حد كان بيقول can you please explain how to change fractions into decimals and percentages without the calculator? We did this, and I'll tell you again, no problem in this. You want to change fraction into decimal. Fraction into decimal, I told that suppose that you have 32 over 5. What you are going to do to convert this into decimal, you have to make long division between the numerator and the denominator like this. Or you have to make short division if you want, no problem. Okay, so 32 divided by 5 equals 6, then 30. Okay, then 32 minus 30 equals 2. Then I have to put number from here, which is nothing. There is nothing here. So I will consider that there is point and zeros. Okay, so I will get this 0 here. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. But before typing 4, I have passed by the decimal point. So the decimal point has to be introduced here. Then 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Okay, so 32 over 5 equals 6.4. This is how to change from fraction to decimal without using calculator. اوكي طيب ايه تاني؟ from fraction into percentage. We told in the beginning of the lesson that if you want to change anything to percentage, you have to only do multiplication times 100. Same like this, 32 over 5. I want to transfer it into a percentage, so I have to multiply by 100. So it will be 3200 over 5. Then we have to divide. 32 divided by 5 equals 6. And remainder 2. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Okay? Then 0 divided by 5 equals 0. And I have to put percentage sign after that. So now I transferred from fraction to percentage. Okay? ماشي يا ولاد، في حد عنده أي مشكلة في الفراكشنز والديسمال دلوقتي ولا الدنيا وضحت؟ Is there any problem in decimal fractions and percentages? Regarding what? Somebody is asking for more example. Regarding which one? Conversion, multiplication, division, or what? Dividing of what? Fractions or decimals? Decimals. حاضر. Conversion and decimals. حاضر. حاضر. Okay, suppose I have something like this, 2 over 5 over 8. I want to convert 5 over 8 into decimal. What I have to do? I have to make 5 divided by 8. 5 divided by 8 equals 0. Okay? Then remainder 5. I have to put 5 and I have to put 0 beside it. Okay? But there is no 0 here, so I have to put decimal point first. Okay? Then let's do one thing more. I'll do one thing. Okay? 5, I will type it like this, 5.000. Okay? It's okay. 5.00 till 100 zeros, million zeros, infinite zeros is still 5. Okay? Divided by 8. So 5 divided by 8 equals 0. Okay? Then the point I have to, then a remainder 5. So 5 with 0, 50, but I have passed by the point, so I have to introduce a point here. Then 5 besides 0 is 50. 50 divided by 8 equals, 50 divided by 8 equals 6. Remainder 2. Okay? Then 20 divided by 8 equals 2. Remainder 4. Then 40 divided by 8 equals 5. So it is 0.625. حاضر. Multiplication حاضر. 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 Dividing decimals. Dividing decimals. لو أنا عندي something like this, 0.64 divided by 0.8. What I have to do? I have a problem here. Why? Because I have decimal point in this number. طب what about this decimal point? No problem. No problem at all. Okay? So I have to get rid of this decimal point. Sorry. Decimal point which is in the divisor, in the 0.8. So I have to shift this one step just to get rid of the point. So I'll do the same here. So this is equals 6.4 divided by 8. Now I can do the division. Okay? 6 divided by 8 equals 0. Remainder 6. And I have passed by the point, so I have to put the point here. So 64 divided by 8 equals 8. So 0.64 divided by 0.8 is the same like 6.4 divided by 8 equals 0.8. حاضر. The multiplication of the fractions. حاضر. I was going to ask about the break for the praying, yes, but let me do one more. Let me finish the questions. I have 2 questions, and then after that we'll have 5 minutes break for the praying. Okay. طيب. The multiplication of fraction, it's simple as that. 5 over 7 times 3 over 11 مثلا. Okay. So what you have to do? You have to multiply the numerator times the numerator and the denominator times the denominator, just like that, nothing more than this. 5 times 3 is 15, 7 times 11 is 77, and خلاص, finished. So multiplication of fraction is the easiest thing. fraction numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. About the calculation يا ولاد. About the calculation يا ولاد. The calculator, sorry. I asked you. It depends on your teacher. What the exam after tomorrow, it is done by your school and by your teacher. It is not a worldwide exam. So there is no regulation. It depends on your school. It depends on your teacher. You have to ask your teacher whether he needs workout, or you can use a calculator directly from one step. It's up to him, not to me. Okay? If you are talking about the IG, it's something different, totally different. Okay? Because it's something worldwide and it has certain regulation, so everybody going to the exam know whatever what he has to do. Okay? But for your exam, it is by your school. Okay? By your teacher. So the regulation is by your teacher and by your school, not by me. Okay? So it depends on the teacher himself. Okay? Somebody's telling that if the calculator is allowed in one question, he will give you an icon for a logo for the calculator beside the question. Then you can do it, or you have to do the workout. 1 second. طيب يا ولاد, now it is 7:35. We have 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes break for the praying. Okay, don't go from stay on the room, stay on the Zoom room. Okay, 5 minutes. Whoever want to pray, you'll go. I'll go to pray also, and then I'll come back within 5 minutes. Okay. I'm back يا ولد. اوكي. حاضر. subtraction of fraction. حاضر. subtraction of fraction زي addition of fraction يا ولد. Okay. It is the same like the addition of fraction. The only thing that I have to be sure that the denominator of both fractions are the same. Like if I have 5/7 minus 3/8. So now I have a problem. 7 and 8 are not the same. So I have to make them the same by multiplying 7 times 8 and 5 times 8 minus 8 times 7 and 3 times 7. What I have done in the first fraction, I have multiplied the denominator of it by the denominator of the second fraction, and the same has been done for the numerator. And for the second one, I have multiplied it by the denominator of the first, and then I have to do the same above. So now it is 40, which is 5 times 8, over 56, which is 7 times 8, minus 21, which is 3 times 7, over 56, which is 7 times 8. So 40 minus 21 is 19 over 56. So this is the subtraction of fractions. Okay? ماشي؟ اوكي يا ولاد؟ طيب. Now we want to talk about the ratios. Okay, the ratio. Okay. Which one you didn't understand? This? Subtraction of fractions or subtraction of what? Type subtraction of fraction. No, تاني, one more. This is 2/5 minus 1/4. Okay. First of all, you have to make the denominator the same. Denominator here is 5 and denominator here is 4. Okay. You have to multiply this denominator by that denominator. So in the first fraction, 5 will be multiplied by 4, which is this one. Okay. Then as you have done in the denominator, you have to do in the numerator. Then you have to go for the other fraction. 4 will be multiplied by 5, which is the denominator of the first fraction. As the same you will do on the numerator. خلاص. 4 times 2 equals 8. 4 times 5 equals 20. Minus 1 times 5 equals 5. 4 times 5 equals 20. So 8 minus 5, this minus that, the numerators minus each other, 3. And the denominator has to be written as it is. Okay? Now it's okay? Okay, okay. So let us go for the ratios. Okay. See, the ratio is a way to share something, okay, among several members with a certain way which is called the ratio. Okay. So suppose that I have $100 and I told you to share them between two people or two persons, okay, with these shares. One will get 3 shares and the other will get 5 shares. So first of all, I have two persons, A and B. A will get 3 shares and B will get 5 shares. So this $100 is for A or for B?
For both.
For both of them. So it is not representing the 3, it is not representing the 5, it is representing what? The total share. The total share of them is the add of their shares, 3 and 5, so the total share is 8 shares. And the $100 representing these 8 shares. So I can write this 100 just below the 8 shares. So what I have to do now? I have to do the cross multiplication as the same way we have done in algebra. So I will say that this one, let us do it with a different color, this one is equals to the multiplication of 5 and 100, then division over 8. Again, this one is multiplication of the other diagonal, 5 times 100, divided by the opposite to it, 8. يبقى this one equals 5 times 100 over 8. Okay, which will give me 5. I can do it now with a calculator, no problem. 5 times 100 over 8 equals to 62.5. Okay, so now I got the share for B, 62.5. And now what about the share of A? I can do two things. I can do cross multiplication again for A, or I can do one thing very easy, that the $100, 62.5 of them went to B, so how much will go to A? The subtraction, 100 minus 62.5, so A will get 37.5. Okay? Okay. Yes, it is the same. See, somebody is selling 100 divided by 8. Oh, it is there. Then multiplied by 5. It is the same way, but the narration is different. It is the same. See, both of them are the same calculation, okay, but it is narrated in different ways. Somebody will tell cross multiplication, and somebody will tell, okay, I will make 100 divided by 8, then whatever the result is one share, so I will divide I'll multiply this by 5 to get B and multiply it by 3 to get A. It is the same way. Okay, no problem in this. It is the same way. Okay, whoever want to make it with cross multiplication, okay, whoever will divide the 100 divided by 8, then the result will be timed or multiplied by 5 to get B and multiplied by 3 to get A. It is the same way. Okay, but the narration is different. Okay, ماشي يا ولاد؟ Okay, type. Sometimes we have, I don't know whether you got complication more than this or not. Suppose that we have مثلا a ratio like this, ratio between A and B and C. Okay, and the ratio between A and B is 1 to 2, and the ratio between B and C is 3 to 5. You got something like this or?
No.
Okay, خلاص ماشي. طيب, you get how to simplify ratios, because ratios has simplification. What is the simplified ratio? ولا ما خدتوش دي يا ولاد برضو؟ Okay. What is a simplified ratio? The simplified ratio is the ratio that have numbers or shares which doesn't have common factors between them. يعني لو أنا عندي ratio like this 4 to 6, it is not the simplified one. The simplified one is to divide both of them by 2. It's 2 to 3 because 2 is common between both of them. Common factor, there is no common factor. 2 and 3, no common factor, so this is the most simplified. ماشي يا ولاد؟ Okay. And there is one thing more for the simplification of the ratios. The simplified ratio doesn't have a decimal point or fraction. Okay, suppose that you have something like this, 1.5 to 4. So it's not the most simplified. Why? Because there is point here. So how to get rid from this point? I can 1.5 times 2 will give me 3. So, and 4 times 2 is 8. So it will go like this. Or somebody else will tell, no, I don't know how to get like this. I will do this. I will make this times 10, so it will be 15. And then 4 times 10 will be 40. Then I have to divide on the common factor, which is 5. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. And 40 divided by 5 is 8. You got something like this in the school or no?
Yes.
Okay. 1.5. طب, do you have any question like مثلا convert this 3 to 2 n to 1.
عندنا.
Okay تمام. What we have to do in this case, this is very easy. Suppose that I'm telling you I have 3 to 2. I want you to write it at n as n to 1. So I'm telling you that this one has to be 1. So what I have done to 2 to make it 1? I have divided it by 2. So I have to do the same for the 3. So to write it as n to 1, so 3 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2, which is 3 over 2 to 1. Okay. But suppose I'm asking you the same question here, but I want 1 to n, not n to 1. So what you have to do in this case? The same. I want this to be 1, so I have to divide by 3. So 1 to 2 divided by 3. N is just a way of telling you that I need this share to be 1, and this one is just any number, but give me this number. So this number in this case will be that one, and this number in this case will be that one. Okay. Harder. Suppose that we have some ratio 5 to 4. I want you to write it in both ways, 1 to n and n to 1. So now if I'm telling you like this, mean 1 is fixed. You don't have to give me any other rather than 1. So this has to be 1 in this case. So 5 to be 1, I have to divide by 5. So in this case, this one, 1 to 4 divided by 5 is 4 over 5. I have to divide both of them over 5. So 5 over 5, 1, 4 over 5, 4 over 5. And in this one here, this one has to be 1. So I have to divide both of them over 4. So 5 divided by 4 is 5 over 4, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. Yes, it has to be a fraction. If you want to write it as a decimal, if it is okay. Why it has to be a fraction, not decimal? Because sometimes you will get fraction which will lead to a recurring decimal. Like مثلا if you have something like this, مثلا 5 to 3. Write it in the way n to 1. So you have to divide both over 3. So 5 over 3 is 5 over 3, and 3 over 3 is 1. If you want to write 5 over 3 as a decimal, okay, it will give you what? It will give you 1.66666 and so on. So you can make 1.7. Somebody will make 1.67. So it's not accurate. Okay. Will it tell us other numbers? Which type of numbers you mean? Rather than 1 يعني? More than 1? لا المفروض 1 only. Okay. If suppose it asks you something like this, 5 over 3, make it 2 to n. Suppose, yeah. So how to get 2 from 5 in this case? How to find out what I have to divide by?
We have to figure out to find what we should divide it by is by doing 5 times 2.
5 times 2. No. You have to make 5 divided by 2. You have to make this divided by that. Okay? To find out what is the number you are going to make division by. Okay? So 5 divided by 2 is 5 over 2. So in this case, you have to divide 3 by 5 over 2. On the calculator, it will give you what? It will give you 6 over 5. Okay? If you divide 3 divided by 5 over 2, it will give you 6 over 5. Okay? So in this case, it's 2 to 6 over 5. Okay? But I don't think it will come like this, because even for IG, it's not coming like this. Okay? It's only 1. Okay? So forget this. It will be only 1 to n or n to 1. اوكي تاني بصوا يا ولاد، لو انا عندي حاجة like this, something like this, 3 to 2. He's asking me to write it as 1 to n. What's n? n is a number I need you to find out. اتفضل يا مالك، اتفضل يا حبيبي. n is a number that I need you to get it. How I can get the n? Okay, for the 1, how I get 1 from 3? I'm dividing 3 by 3. So the same way I have to make for 2. If I divide 3 by 3, I have to divide 2 also by 3. Okay, because I cannot divide both of them on different numbers. If I divided this by a number, I have to divide this by the same number. If I multiply this by a number, I have to multiply this by the same number. Okay, so to get 1 from 3, I have divided 3 by 1. So I will divide 2 by 3 also to get n. So what's 2 divided by 3? It's 2 over 3. Bas. Okay, now you understand? Somebody's telling I still don't really understand. Huh? Now you got it or still? A little. حاضر، هقولها تاني. بص. In the most simple way. Suppose that you have here 5 to 2. Okay, I want you to make it 1 to n. Which one is 1? This one. So that one is this one divided by that one directly. خلاص. If I'm telling you 1, so this one has to be denominator here. That's all. And n will be 2 over 5. Okay, if I told you n to 1, so which one is 1? This one. So this one has to be the denominator for that one. You buy 5 over 2 over 1. Okay, this is as simple as that. حاضر. Percentage. حاضر. Okay, no problem. Anytime. Okay. Type. Suppose that I'm asking you one question of ratio or about ratios like this one. The money has been shared between A and B in ratio of 2 to 3. If the share of A is $14, what is the total amount of money? تاني السؤال اهو. Money has been shared between A and B in a ratio of 2 to 3. If the share of A is $14, what is the total amount of money? اتفضلي يا ديما.
الأول ممكن نعمل divide 14 by 2 عشان ال 14 دي اللي هي بتاعت A 2 اللي هي share تبقى 2 هنعمل 14 divided by 2 اللي هو 7 اللي هو value of 1 وبعدين هنعمل 2 plus 3 اللي هو 5 وبعدين هنعمل 7 times 5.
مظبوط. اوكي، يبقى هنعمل ايه بالراحة كده. What you have to do, you have to tell that A and B, okay, the share between them, the ratio between them, 2 to 3. And this 14 is for whom? 14 is for A only. So type 14 under the A, under here. So what you have to do in this case, you have to tell that 14 divided by 2 equals 7. 14 divided by 2 equals 7. Then how much money did B got in this case? He got 3 shares and each share is 7. So he got 3 times 7, which is 21. So now, okay, both of them has 14 plus 21, which is equals to 35. Okay, this is some way. Okay, and there is other way, like Dima said, Okay, that I have 5 shares in total. I don't have to get B alone and add. I can get that all of these shares are 2 shares plus 3 shares, so I have 5 shares. Okay, so 1 share is 7 and I have total 5 shares, so 7 times 5 equals 35, so the total money is 35. Okay, ماشي يا ولاد. أهم حاجة في الريشيوز, the most important thing in ratios that you have to know which the number in the question you have to put below or under which share, A or B or the total of them. This is the most important thing. But you have the most important thing is to identify the numbers mentioned in the question is under which share, rather one of these shares or the total of them. Then you can do the cross multiplication, or you can do the division, direct division, and then multiply by the other shares. Okay. طيب حاضر I didn't get shouldn't be the answer in ratio. يعني ايه؟ مش فاهم دي ولا. حاضر I will do the percentage. حاضر بس let us finish the ratio first. Somebody is saying shouldn't be the answer in ratio. No, because I'm asking here about the total amount of money. I didn't ask a ratio. Ratio is there already. Ratio is there already. Okay. Let us do one more example. Okay. A painter uses okay yellow and blue paint to produce green paint. Okay, he is using blue and yellow with 3:5 ratio respectively. Okay, if he want to get 24 gallons of green color or paint, okay, how many gallons of yellow paint does he need? تاني بيقول لي a painter uses yellow and blue paint to produce green paint. Okay, he is using blue and yellow with ratio of 3:5 respectively. يعني ايه بالترتيب؟ انا قلت blue yellow يبقى 3 بتاعت البلو and 5 for yellow. Okay, if he wants to get 24 gallons of green color, how many gallons of yellow paint does he need? نعمل ايه؟ Forget about gallons. Okay, don't overthink about what is gallons. Okay, 24 cups, 24 bottles, 24. تفضل يا مالك.
سامعني؟
سامعك يا حبيبي، اتفضل.
أنا عن نفسي كنت عامل add 3 and 5.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
And then 24 divided by 8 equals 3.
Okay.
So 3 times 3 equals 9, and 3 times 5 equals 15.
Okay.
So 9 plus 15 equals 24.
Okay, but the question is asking one certain thing, the yellow paint only. So
then 3 times 3 equals 9, so it's 9.
3 times 5, not 9. Because blue, yellow, 3, 5. So yellow is 5, not 3. Huh? Take care about this. Take care about this. Huh? Okay, good. Okay. Okay, so now what we have to do, first of all, we have to write blue, 2 yellow, 3 to 5. Okay, I need 24 green. Where is the green? There is blue and yellow. Well, green is the total of them because I'm adding blue and yellow to get green. So 3 cups of blue, 5 cups of yellow together will give me 8 cups of green. Okay, so I need 24. So what I have to do in this case, I will make 24 divided by 8. It will give me 3. So I'll take 3 times 5. It will give me 15 gallons of yellow needed to produce 24 gallons of green, and 9 gallons of blue if asked. Yani he didn't ask about this, and 9 gallons of blue needed. Okay, by doing what? By doing this 3 times that 3. Okay, and 9 gallons of blue needed also to produce the green, the 24 gallons of the green ones. Okay, تمام مظبوط كده. Okay, so ratios like this, it's okay. Okay, so suppose that he's asking what is the proportion. The proportion is this one, the 24 divided by 8, or the part divided by the whole. Okay, suppose that مثلا he's asking you مثلا like this مثلا cookies number, cookies A, في brand of cookie named A, okay, has this label. okay, بيقول لك ايه بقى 1.5 grams of fat in 100 grams of cookies. Okay, cookies B has this label. Okay, 3.02 grams of fat in 220 grams of cookies. Which fat proportion is higher, A or B? So in this case, it's asking me like as a fraction. Proportion here means a fraction. The fat to the grams of the cookies. Which one has the more fats in this case? So what I have to do, I have to make the proportion between these two and proportion between these two. By doing what? For A, it's 1.5 over 100, which means 15 over 1000. Okay, which is 3 over 200. Okay, and 4B طبعا انا ايه يستحسن ان اجيبها بعد كده as a decimal, so it will be a 0.015. okay, as a decimal. طيب 4B it will be what? 3.02 over 220. This you get it by calculator. Okay, better. 3.02 over 220 equals كام 137. okay, so which one has more fat proportion? A طبعا. okay, يعني what is the proportion here means that part of whole, which part of whole is bigger, which fraction is bigger. So we told that to compare fractions, best way is to put them in decimal form. So 0.015 is larger than 0.0137. So cookie number A has more fat proportion than cookie number B. Okay, so proportion here means what? Proportion here means fraction, or يعني part over whole, the part of the fats. Okay, why? Because see, for these 100 grams of cookies there is several things. There is carbs, there is fibers, there is protein, there is vitamins, there is so many things plus the fat. So the proportion of the fat of this over this 100 grams is مثلا percentage like that, or fraction like that. And here, okay, same also for this type B, for 220 grams there are several things: carbs, fats, fibers, proteins, vitamins, minerals, so many things. Okay, But out of all this, I have only 3.02 grams of fat. So which one has more fat? It's not by grams. It's here because at last, when you are eating cookies, you are not eating 100 grams or 220 grams. You are eating a 1 cookie, 2 cookies, 3 cookies, however. Okay. So mostly the mass or the weight of 1 cookie in both of them the same. Okay. But here they are telling like مثلا the back having 220 grams and this back have 100 grams. But at last when you are eating 1 cookie or 2 cookies. So you want to know proportion of this, percentage of fat. Okay. So like this is the ratios and this is the proportion. Okay. حاضر بص يا محمد. Suppose that you are doing you need to know the percentage proportion here, like the percentage. Suppose that you have مثلا same example but with different numbers. Suppose that you have cookie number A. Okay, cookie number A, one pack of cookies has 150 grams. Okay, so there is ingredient and nutrition label on the pack itself, right? So whenever they are telling you the portions of the nutritions, they are telling as per 1 pack. So in this 150 grams, okay, there is 3.2 grams of fat. Okay, طيب. There is also cookie number B. Cookie number B is different packing because it's from different factory, so with different packing. So the pack here is 250 grams. This is 1 pack. So the nutrition which is written on the label is as per the 250 grams of cookies, which will tell you that I have 5 grams of fat. Okay, now suppose you are going to eat cookies. You will eat 4 cookies. So 4 cookies, okay, from A and 4 cookies from B. At last the 4 cookies has the same weight. This مثلا has 3 cookies, this has 5 cookies. Okay, so now you want to get 4 cookies or 2 cookies or 1 cookie, whatever. Okay, but you want the less fat or you want the more fat. It depends on you. Somebody need more fat, he is doing keto مثلا diet, and somebody want less fat, he is doing a low fat diet. So it differs from 1 to 1. So now what you need to know, you need to know the percentage of the fat for each cookie or each brand. Okay, here he doesn't ask for a percentage, he's asking for proportion. Proportion mean fraction wise or decimal wise, okay, not percentage wise. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to tell wallahi, in this 250 grams I have 5 grams of fat, which is as a fraction. How? Which is whole and which is part? This is the whole cookie and this is some part of it only, the fat part. There is carbs part, there is vitamins part, there is protein parts, there is fiber part. Okay, all these parts together, if you know the fibers and the carbs and the protein and the vitamins and minerals as grams, you add all of them together, you will get the 250 grams. So I want to know now only the fat is representing how much from 250 grams as a fraction. So fraction means, any fraction in the world, it means what fraction generally means? Part over whole. This is a fraction, part over whole. Okay, so what is the part? This is the part, 5. What is the whole? This is the whole, 250 grams, which is divided by 5, both of them, 1 over 50. Okay, which is 0.2. Okay, 0.02. If you want to write it as a decimal. Okay, this is for B. Top for A. What is the part? The part is 3.2. What is the whole? The 150 grams. Okay, let us do it on the calculator. So it is 0.0213. So which one of them has the most higher proportion of fat?
A.
A, because A is more than B. Okay, If you need more fat, go for A. If you want less fat, go for B. It's up to you. So now the proportion mean as a fraction part over whole. But the whole is pair pack not cookie. ايوه اوكي. انت دلوقتي يا محمد لما تيجي تشتري, suppose you are going to buy these cookies. One pack has 2 cookies, one pack has 3 cookies, okay, or 5 cookies. You want to eat 1 cookie only. So which one you are going to buy? Okay, you want to eat 10 cookies. So whether you are getting 2 packs of 5s or 5 packs of 2s, it depends. You need more fat, you have to go for A. If you want less fat, you have to go for B. This will give you the proportion will give you the percentage or the fraction of the fat from each and every cookie or each and every mass. It depends. Okay. You got it or not? Bear anything, not bear cookie, bear anything. Yani suppose you have 1 cookie, so the 1 cookie, 0.02 of this cookie is fat. Suppose you have half cookie, so 0.02 from this half cookie is fat. So suppose you have 5 cookies, so 0.02 from this 5 cookies is fat. This is general for everything. This is general, okay? This is like a reference, okay? Okay, good. Proportion, حاضر. Let me get one question more for this proportion. بص يا سيدي، شوف السؤال ده من الشيت بتاعكم اوريدي. اوكي، سؤال نمبر 2 بيقول لك ايه؟ in 2018 report the birth rate of a country was 11 births per 1000 people. okay, 11 births per 1000 people. Okay, in 2017 it has been reported in the country that in the population of 58.75 million, okay, there had been 0.0679 million births. Did the birth rate increase or decrease from 2017 to 2018? هنا بقى نفس القصة. بصوا البيرث فين؟ البيرث اهو 11 تمام و 0.679 مليون. اوكي، بس ال 11 الاولانيين دول from out of 1000 people and the 0.679 مليون دول out of the 58.75 مليون. فعايز يعرف هل حصل increase in the proportion ولا decrease in the proportion. يبقى الاول نشوف ال proportion of births in 2017 by doing what? by doing part over whole. part over whole لأن البيرث دي part من البيبول. البيبول دول 58.75 مليون out of them 0.679 مليون new birth. اوكي ماشي، يبقى ال proportion of births يبقى in 2017 اوكي ال proportion كان 0.679 مليون over 58.75 مليون. مليون هنا مع مليون هنا راحوا مع بعض، فكأني مش لازم احط المليونز. اوكي، هروح الكالكوليتر بتاعي واكتب التو نمبرز. 0.679 over 58.75 equals SD. It was 0.01156. Okay, write as much decimal as you can. Okay, because maybe the difference will come in the fourth or fifth decimal place. ده in 2017. طب in 2018 اوكي، الهول بتاعي كان كام؟ 1000 والبارت بتاعي كان كام؟ كان 11. يبقى equals كام؟ 0.011. يبقى decrease ولا increase؟
Increase.
لا decrease. ازاي؟ 2017 it was like this. In 2018 it was like this. This is smaller than this. صح؟ In 2017 is higher than 2018, so the birth rate decreased. You got it? اوكي تمام. اوكي ratio and proportion كده. اوكي اوكي يا ولاد.
Yes.
طيب percentage زي proportion بالظبط. اوكي، في حته الايه، في حته المقارنات ساعات comparing using percentage the same way. Okay, but the difference is you have to make this in percentage. You have to make part over whole times 100 if he is asking about percentage. Okay, so part over whole times 100. ماشي. اوكي طيب البرسنتج بقى، انا عايز اعرف ايه اساسا في البرسنتج. what I need to know in percentage. I need to know the increase and decrease of the percentage. Suppose that I'm asking you increase 200 by 12%. So what you are going to do? اتفضل يا ديما.
ممكن أعملها divided by 12 عشان تجيلي 1%، وبعدين أعملها، لا سوري قصدي ممكن أعملها divide عشان يعني تجيلي 1%، وبعدين أعملها times 12.
لا مش كده. You have to get. اتفضلي يا هنا.
ممكن تعمله 100 plus 12 وبعدين تعمله divided by 100، بعدين النمبر تعمله times by 200.
مظبوط. Two ways you have. Okay, you have two ways. The first and the easiest way is to find, first of all you have to find 12% of 200. اللي انت قلتيه مظبوط يا هنا. Okay, but this is the other way, alternative way. I'll do both ways. Okay, find 12% of 200. What is off stands for? We told before. Times. Okay, so we have to remove off and put times. 12% times 200, which will give you 24. Okay, so the 12% of 200, if you can do it through calculator or through normal calculation, it will give you 24. So this is the increment. I want to increase 200 by this increment, so it will be 200 plus the increment, it will be 224. So 224 is the increasing of 200 by 12%. This is one way to get the percentage, then to add this to the whole number. Okay, other way is if I'm telling you increase 200 by 12%, what you are going to tell me? Suppose now what 200 is 100% of my money or my number. I want to increase it by 12%. So what percentage will I get? If I have 100%, I want to increase this 100% by 12%. So at last, what is the result as a percentage? 112%. Okay, this is 100%. Okay, I want to add to increase it by 12%. So it is 112%. So what is 112% of 200? Means 112% times 200, which will give you directly 224. Okay, I prefer I prefer to use this one, the basic one. Okay, not the this is called the multiplier method. Okay, but I don't want, if whoever from you know this multiplier method, use it. Okay, whoever doesn't know it or don't know it, okay, use the normal way. If you want to increase certain money by certain percentage or certain number by certain percentage, get the percentage, get this percentage of the number first. Okay, then add to the number what you have got. If you want to decrease, get the percentage, then subtract from the original. Suppose that I'm asking you to decrease 200 by 11%. So first of all, get the 11% of 200. 11% of means times 200. You will get 22. Then you want to decrease. So you want to take out from 200 to 11%, which is 22. So you will get 178 in this case. So this is when you decreases 200 by 11%. How is 12 times 100 equals 24? It's not 100, it's 12% times 200. It's not 12 by 100. 12% is not 1200. Okay? 12% means 0.12 times 200, it will give you 24. Okay? Yes, you can do the multiplier. Yes, I'll do it. Okay, so the multiplier in this case, suppose you have 100%, you want to decrease it by 11%. So at last, how many percent you are going to get? 100% minus 11%, it will give you 89%. So you want to get 89% of 200. Best. So 89% of 200. It will give you 222. Sorry, 178. Sorry, 178. So the multiplier in the decreasing, you are going to take out or take away the percentage you want to decrease by from 100%. Then directly make this times the original number. If you want to increase, then you add this percentage to the 100%, then times this by the original number. In one step you got the result. You got it يا أولاد ولا في مشكلة؟ Yes, exactly. You have to divide 89 by 100. Yes. Or you can use the calculator directly. 89% times 200. If you want to use the calculator to make this, what you have to do? You do like this. You want 89% times 200. So you have to, instead of doing 89 over 100, okay, then times 200, you got 178. No, there is another way, which is you can type 89, then percent, then times 200. You will get the same. Okay, so no need, if you are using calculator, no need to divide by 100. Just put the percentage after the number directly in the calculator and do the calculation. You will get it. Yes, somebody was.
Can we do 0.89 times 200?
Yes, same. 89 over 100, 89%, 0.89 times 100. All of them will give you the same. Here, 0.89 times 200. It will give you the same. Okay, so you have three different ways using the calculator. Write the percentage as a decimal, write the percentage as a fraction, or just write the percentage as a percentage on the calculator. The three will give you the same answer. Okay يا ولاد؟ اوكي خلاص احنا كده خلصنا النهارده. تمام. بكره زي ما اتفقنا tomorrow it's not for explaining any new thing. Tomorrow is for your questions. If you need any question, if you have any subject you feel not sure about it and you want me to do a flash explanation about it, no problem with this. Yes ديما اتفضلي يا حبيبتي. اتفضلي يا ديما.
هو احنا عملنا الانجلز ولا لسه؟
عملنا الانجلز، انجلز بتاعت
يعني lines و alternate angles و parallel وكده.
عندكم هي اصلا في الريفيجن شيت.
هي 7.
اوكي حاضر مفيش مشكله، نعملها دلوقتي على طول، هقولها في 10 minutes تمام، وبعدين هنشوف بكره، نتكلم عليها تاني بكره، مفيش مشكله خالص. طيب لو احنا عايزين نتكلم على ال alternative corresponding and opposite angles. اوكي لو انا عندي two parallel lines يا ولاد like this and I have an intersector, another line which is intersecting them. Okay, now how many angles did we got here?
Three.
No, not 3. Huh?
4.
Not 4.
8.
8 angles. Yes,
8.
8 angles. Huh. What are these 8 angles? What is the yes, we have 4 acute angles and 4 obtuse angles. Okay, the greens are the obtuse angles and the red are the acute angles. See here, all the acute angles are the same and all the obtuse angles are the same, but the relation between the equality of acute angles. معلش ولا ثانية واحدة هرد على الموبايل بس ثانية واحدة. Hello? Yes? Yes. Yes, exactly, yes. I will send the location to you. حاضر. Okay. Sorry يا ولد. أيوه بص. Now the 4 acute angles are the same, the 4 obtuse angles are the same, but the relation of the equality between acutes and obtuse is different from angle to angle. Means there are equality between this angle and that angle. And what is the reason of these two angles are equal?
Because they're alternate angles.
Alternate angles. Okay. Type on the same way. Okay. This angle and that angle are the same, but the reason is different.
Because the angles are corresponding.
So how to get corresponding from alternative? See, alternative means that the angles are the inner angles of a Z letter, whether this Z letter is just Z letter or flipped Z letter. It may be like this. Okay, these two angles are equal because they are alternative if they are making a Z letter, like here. Okay, if you can see that here there is a Z letter, so the inner angles are equal because they are alternatives. Okay, and okay, if you are doing an F letter, okay, like this, F letter or F letter or F letter or F letter, sorry, Okay, so these two angles are corresponding. These two angles are corresponding. These two angles are corresponding, and these two angles are corresponding. Okay, so this is the way to find out a corresponding angle and alternative angle. And if the angles, the equal angles, are making an X letter like this, so they are equal because they are opposite. Okay, they are opposite. Okay, like here, like this one and that one, they are equal because they are opposite to each other. So the most important thing, okay, خلاص. If you have two parallel angles with intersectors, يبقى all the four acute angles are equal, all the obtuse angles, the four obtuse angles are equal. Only you have to find out the reason of their equality by identifying whether they are alternative angles, corresponding angles, or opposite angles. Okay, plus each acute angle and each obtuse angle together, they will give you 180 degrees. Okay, there are also two different reasons. Two of them are angles on a straight line. Okay, because we know that angles on straight lines will add up to give me 180 degrees, or both of them are the inner angles of the parallel lines, okay, from one side of the intersector. Okay, so for this they are giving 180 degrees. So two reasons for one acute and one obtuse angle to give you 180 degrees, whether they are angles on a straight line or whether they are inner angles or internal angles of two parallel lines. Okay, ماشي يا ولاد؟ Okay, بس. So sometimes there will be a combination between angles of the parallel lines and angles in internal angles of triangles. Like مثلا ممكن يجي لك سؤال زي كده. يجيب لك كده ويقول لك find out these angles. عايز ال two angles طبعا دول مش equal، هم يدوا لك ب two different ways. نعرف نجيب ال two angles دول؟ لازم نبص على الجيفنز الأول. ايه الجيفن اللي عندي وايه اللي اقدر اطلعه منه؟ انا ال 35 دي اقدر اطلع منها حاجه؟ No. Why? Because 35 is just an internal angle of a triangle and I need one more angle with it to find the third one, because I know that the sum of the three internal angles of one triangle equals 180 degrees. So without knowing the second one, I cannot get the third one. See, this one and this one and this one together will give me 180 degrees. Okay, I need this one. صح? I need this one. So to get this one through the triangle, I first need to get this one. So to add this one plus this one, subtract from 180, I can get this one. Got it or? Okay, مالك اتفضل. أنا ما حسبتهاش لسه والله، أنا لسه مألف المسألة دلوقتي. I just make this example now. I didn't calculate. But then tell me what to do. Yes, محمد. Yes, of course. I will send a video. Sure. اتفضل. شوف. I'll tell you how to make it. You have to go step by step. Okay. This 105 plus this angle, it will give me what? 180 degree. Why? Two angles on straight line. So this angle is 75 degree. This one. Okay. طيب this angle and this angle are internal angles of two parallel lines. So this angle and that angle equals 180 degrees. So this angle will equals to 180 degrees minus 75 degrees, which will give me 105 degrees. So this is the first one I know, which it's required. Okay, again. Okay. اوكي يا محمد. اوكي يا مالك، اتفضل يا مالك، اتفضل يا حبيبي. اوكي طيب. Then this angle and that angle is 180 degrees because they are both on a straight line. So this angle again equals to 75 degrees. Or I can get it directly by telling that this angle and that angle are corresponding angles over two parallel lines. So this is 75. So now I have 35, I have 75. So together they will give me 110. Take away from 180, so it is 70 degrees. So this angle is 70 degrees. Okay? ماشي يا ولاد؟ طيب. Now we can end the lesson today. زي ما قلت لكم يا ولاد, tomorrow I need you to come with all your questions, all your concerns, okay? And we can cover them all tomorrow, okay? Do your best to try to exercise in the morning. If you don't have test, I don't know whether you have test tomorrow or not, but if you don't have test, just do your best and exercise today, tonight and tomorrow morning before the lesson, and come with all your concerns. Tomorrow I will not say any word except, okay, replying to your questions and concerns. Okay, ولاد? Okay, okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, okay. So well prepared in the morning, okay, and prepare everything you need to ask me in the night. See you. يلا صباح على خير يا ولاد.
صباح الخير يا مستر.
وانتم من اهل وحبايبي. صباح على خير.